Hey, what's going on, guys? Cage here again. This time we're doing day 8, the final day of this guide. Trying to wrap this guide up, and let's get to this last day then. Now, day 8's not really a hard day. It just has about 3 or 4 bosses in it. But you shouldn't really have too much of a problem. I'll be able to guide you through it. Okay, so in the beginning here, he pretty much goes back to Genshin, and then he grabs the sword, he gives him the sword. Then he goes back to where he's gotta go. And if you remember where we left off on day 7, where we killed the Regent at the end, I still had the claws equipped. And I wouldn't necessarily change the equipment just yet, especially when you kill that first spider tank. Because the claws are they're pretty quick, and since your weapons are pretty powerful now in day 8, you don't really need to switch a weapon. You just finish it off and then switch your weapons, and that's pretty much what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna finish it off, finish the tank off, and then after that, switch to my dragon sword because I know there's berets after that. Yeah, chopper comes out of nowhere. Beautiful. Alright, so this right here, you don't need to break off the armor and then do that like we always used to. Just go straight for it, because it only takes 2 hits. 1 hit to break the armor and 1 hit to obliterate. Alright, so here I'm pretty far away because the camera's so nice how they did it, where they just zoom up on where you gotta go, but you can technically get hit, so I just be patient and get it like this. Now, I want to throw this out your way. This is actually my 2nd time doing this day, because the first time I recorded, there's something went wrong. I ran out of hard drive space, and I had to redo the day because it wasn't even watchable. When I started doing the commentary, it wasn't even watchable. But yeah, I mean, take these guys out. You can already tell. I mean, 2 of them were spamming daggers, and the other guy was trying to get at me. Of course, the third guy is always a special treatment, and I try to move pretty quickly through this day. There's nothing really in particular that is technically hard. It's just a matter of copy pasting everything you've been doing throughout the entire game. So yeah, I mean, just take these guys out, and also once you kill these guys out, there's gonna be ghosts, and of course the game cheats me on points like it always does. And then at the end of the day, I'll actually show you my ranking. I've actually had 2 rankings, because the first time I did this I ranked, and the second time I did this I got a better rank. So I'll show all that later at the end once we finish this day up. Now again, use the method you're most comfortable with. This kind of irritated me a bit, because I'm like, I usually take these guys out really quickly. For some odd reason, they were acting like stupid retards here. But yeah, I mean, just pretty much shuriken, jump, flying, swallow. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I can do. Anytime you get ultimate technique, and if it's not just 1 guy left, just use it. Especially on Master Ninja and Ultimate Ninja, there's always reinforcements, so just make sure you use your ultimate technique wisely. And I haven't counted or anything, but I think there's probably like 5 or 6 of these invisible guys, the ghosts, and a couple of noobs. Yeah, I mean, this fight right here is really not bad. I'll probably get into the more somewhat difficult fights. Of course, you get interrupted when you want to do what you want to do. Now, I won't be using Nimpo. I probably only use, I believe I used the Nimpo only like twice in this entire day. I mean, because again, that shows you these fights are not hard, especially this last day. And this is actually my personal favorite day, so again, that's probably that might be another reason why I don't really use Nimpo. One of the times I use the Nimpo is not because of health, it's because I don't like fighting the ninjas because they're such assholes. Okay, now once you obliterate this guy, shoot your shoot that guy out. I mean, there goes all my health. But if you got hit like me, just wait until your health recovers. Now here, what a waste. I get a noob. I get hit by a noob. Steel on bone, misses, and I get a noob instead of this idiot. And guess who I jumped off of their back? I jumped off of these guys' back. But I get a noob instead. How does that make sense? Look at that. I mean, in the air, and he hit me and juggled me. Again, no points, of course. I mean, and I'm gonna try to do a steel on bone again. I mean, if you're not confident, don't do what I just did right there. Now here, when you clash swords like that, or dagger or whatever, always, and here I'm trying to obliterate this guy, but he's obviously not there, so that's what the game thinks. Now I have no health here, so literally, majority of the things will kill me, and that freaking douchebag hits me. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this last guy out, and the rest are all noobs, so what could be hard? Chain and chain. That's it. They line themselves up so perfectly. Again, no points there too. And this is where everything counts. This is the last day. I mean, you try to get all you can from this day because there's nothing coming after this. Okay, this fight, I wouldn't really necessarily say it's hard, but it's annoying at times. Now this is the combo I'm going to be using here whenever I see the sliders or the morph version of them. It's the same combo you've been seeing me do. 4 squares and 1 triangle, or if you're on Xbox, 4 X's and then 1 Y. If you hit them with all of the hits from that combo, it's not 100% guaranteed, but it almost is as far as steel on bone. Look how nicely he timed that his drop, his entrance to the stage. He timed it so perfectly so that right when I hit, and you know how this game has such horseshit recovery frames. Like you'll get hit so fast. Now here, I honestly didn't want to get him. I wanted to get the other guy so I'd get more points out of them. But in here, I actually wanted to do the claws, but the menu system is so nicely prepared that when I try to change, it doesn't work right. Look at that. I'm trying to do an on landing, but the game is lagging, so screwing up, and that's what I get. Free damage. One last kill before the cutscene. Okay, this next fight's gonna be, it's actually an easy fight, and actually I can show you how you can just gather them up, and you'll be able to get them pretty quickly. Right here. Take those 2 rocket launcher guys out. Once you start. Just wait, just stall here for now. Stall until everyone comes on, or you can just go for it like I did. Because people will come from here. They spawn from the bottom. Take your scythe out and just pretty much go to the office. It's just another day at the office. Okay, I mean, after you kill all these guys, the noobs, you pretty much get a checkpoint, but the next fight's not that hard either. The next fight is the sliders, pretty much just the evolved versions, the white and purplish ones. Here I'm trying to switch. The menu takes forever, so I ended up selecting the dragon scythe. Get damaged. If you get an ultimate, again, if you get an ultimate technique, use it. Now here, normally you probably want to use your Ninpo, but I figured they're noobs. How hard can they possibly be? Pull out my scythe, and then that's it. I mean, just go for it. I'm going to use the same combo again. If you want to slide into them. And here it didn't work, so I angled the camera to see. I already saw a guy coming. So I was like, okay, now it's time to slide. That should do it for the first part here. Now obviously no points here. I mean, I did 300 points worth, but obviously I don't get it. And there I get damage. I don't know how the hell that works. I mean, you jumped over their back. There you go. Same move. It works on them. It works very well on them too. You might as well use it. Again, I mean, it's a very good move. Now, the reason it didn't hit that guy is because I didn't hit him with everything. Or, I don't know why I said him, but it. There you go. Like, if you hit him with, if you hit the enemy with every single piece of the part of the attack, it's almost like 100% guaranteed. There you go. I mean, when you miss, you screw up. You don't get the points. I mean, you don't get the steel and bone. Now, it's not easy to see on these enemies because the way they're designed, but normally when you fight a human, you'll get the blood stain. Oh, there goes my ultimate technique so nicely. I worked so hard to earn it, and it just disappears. And that's another flaw where it doesn't work. Now here, you could probably even miss this bird, unless you knew where it was. It's so nice and big that you'll see it. Okay, so this is the next part. This part's actually tough. If you're actually going to do this part for points, it's pretty tough because it's all ninjas, and you know the ninjas, all they do is suicide. Normally, if you were to cut someone's arm off, they wouldn't be moving like an idiot. These guys are moving like they're gonna go pee or something. If you cut their arm off, it's so stupid. So, I mean, I've had my experience here, and I've already put a video on this, and the title is "This is Why Ninja Gaiden 3 Sucks." If you haven't checked it out, go ahead and check it out. It pissed me off, but it's a good laugh. I mean, I get double suicided, but you can go ahead and watch it and and see what you think. But yeah, back to this. I mean, I've died here so many times. Not in this run, my first recording run. I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna bother doing points here. I'm just gonna zoom and drop every single one of these guys. It works. And of course, no points. No zoom and drop points, no obliteration points. Just get the combo hit points, which is so lame. And very generous of them too. Now I'm gonna be using a Ninpo after this first wave's over. Mainly because I don't like these ninjas. They're too aggressive, they're annoying. And it gets it done pretty quickly. Now that was just bullshit. I mean, I should have hit him. Here we go to ultimate technique, but I'm not wasting it on this guy because I know once I kill him, there's gonna be another wave that's gonna come. Of of course, him being the last guy, I figured, why not do a steal on bone? Look, this is the only enemy I've killed and I got obliteration points. Alright, now it's good to actually hear them scream. Look at that. I mean, he times it right when I finish. But don't worry, he'll get one of them will get a steal on bone. You can also do throw shuriken and then do a flying swallow like I did right there. Now I could have easily killed them and I could have easily went on, but I was like, screw this. It's not even worth my time. And here me thinking the wave's over. No, there's still more people coming. And the good thing was the IS Ninja, which is a explosive shuriken ninja, which is this guy, claw ninja. It's good he was in front. Oh, they do. Oh, yeah, and another thing they have, the green ninjas, not the claw ninjas. They're so stupid. Like they have like a homing. It's like I call it a heat sensor cartwheel, because that's technically what it is. And I got lucky there, but they changed their cartwheel mid jump. And this is the last guy, so I was like, I'll use my ultimate technique. Okay, so there's gonna be a few of these flamethrower guys. Just take them all out. No points, of course. I get points for that guy because I'm in my same place for some reason. I don't understand the point system, honestly. It's so lame. Like, it never gives you points for what you do. And if I got all the points I needed, if I got all the points for everything I've done, I would have ranked way higher. But that'll be shown later. Now this part right here is very annoying. It's not hard. Just the mages, they've been so overpowered. It's unfair. They will teleport mid-attack. They will dodge so well. Look at that. He tried to grab mid-attack. Oh no, you're not going under. I'm grabbing you back. Now every one of these fights is mages. Until if you kill, there's 3 fights of mages, which is right here. This is the second encounter. And then once you go forward by that shop or whatever, that was just gay. I mean, seriously. I'm hitting him, and he tries to grab halfway through. Again, I'm using the same move because if you get them in it, it works. If you get them in it, it'll do steal on one automatically. So, I mean, just a few more. And I do have my Nimpo, but again, I'm not going to be using... The only other Nimpo I'm going to be using is in one more, which is later on, a lot later on. Which is towards the end. But this is... Get out of my face. Get that shit out of my face. That's probably one of my favorite steal on bones. The one from the ground like I did there. It's like get that shit out of my face. Okay, so this one has one last spawn of mages. You know how. There you go. Once this is over, we have alchemists. Not too many. Maybe I think 4 or 5. And we've dealt with them through the entire campaign, so we shouldn't have a problem with it. There you go, another steal on bone. Yeah, you're not going under, sorry. Look at that. Like I mean, really? I mean, so that's a trade-off. He did that to me, so I was like, I'll give you back what you deserve. And no points, of course. and you've already known me if you watch my entire guide. My word for payback is still I'm blowing on that same person. If not on the same person, then on someone else. And they'll get, and it's pretty much just for the other person that pissed me off. Now here, I could have just ended it. I could have just used my Nimpo. If you want to, if you're not going for karma, just do that. I mean, it'll save you frustration or save you any trouble or anything. Me, I'm trying to get the maximum I can, and also, you probably noticed me here. It's all patience. You need to know exactly when it's safe to attack. You need to know when it's safe to attack, because and you're gonna see in a little bit. Now this one here, again, I've probably said it already, but I'll repeat it just for the guide itself. Now what I was trying to do there, and I'll repeat that combo just 1 second. I was trying to break off their alchemy armor, and here I got lucky. I got them all, except for one guy. He's gonna show up, his reinforcement. But yeah, I mean, that combo what I did was when they're powering up, you can do running, triangle, triangle, square, triangle. Make sure the first triangle has to hit them, and then the second one will launch them automatically. And then you can do a square, triangle afterwards, which is gonna drop. Now if you're on Xbox, running YY, and when they're launched in the air, hit X and then Y. Now here, obviously, you already know, I always like to toy around with the last enemy. Why not? I mean, it's an extra 150 points I'll be getting. Okay, so that's about like the halfway mark for the whole level. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I think probably say one of the hardest parts in this level. And if you're doing this the first time, it'll probably piss you off. But I've been through Master Ninja a couple of times, so and I've played the game enough to know. This is the part with Cliff, after Cliff, where the second phase, where you lose your bow. That part's actually pretty tough if you don't know what you're doing. But here comes the fun part. This is probably the funnest part of the entire game, right? Ninja riding in the car. I mean, and this is another one of those areas where I kill everything, but I don't get any points. Yeah, I mean, we're nearing pretty close to the end. I mean, this day is actually not that long. I mean, yes, it's the longest video in my walkthrough, but it's not very long, to be honest. If you actually just look at it, I'm just going for points, and that's probably why it's this long. But if it wasn't for points, I could probably finish this day in about 45 minutes or so, maybe between 40 to 45 minutes. Not too much here, just shoot a few of those jetpack flamethrower guys, and then a few helicopters, and that's pretty much it until you get on your feet after you jump off the bridge. I mean, Kana, which is obviously the last boss, is actually one of the saddest bosses, and I usually don't die on her, but I don't know what happened to me this playthrough, and I actually ended up dying a couple of times, because she decided to spam her stupid sword that takes super massive damage, which makes no sense, but more on that when we get there. Now you can actually die here, and it's kind of funny. Dying here feels like dying on a cutscene, which is also awkward, because there's really no skill involved here. I've actually died here, not in this playthrough, like a long time ago when I played it. I started laughing because I honestly didn't think you can actually die in this, because there's no health bar or anything. But yeah, I mean, And plus he's pretty slow on the Jeep, like firing and stuff, which is also annoying. Obviously, take the one that's in front first. Move right, then left, right, left, right, left. That's pretty much it. And we're getting to a cliff. And he honestly used to be one of the harder bosses, at least in my opinion. But there's a tactic that not myself has made up, but a friend of mine, and I will mention his name once we get there, which is pretty genius. It makes the fight go from hard to easy. At least the first few phases. When I say phase, it's usually how many times he blows himself up. So I think he does that 3 times, and then you got to do the killing while you lose your bow twice. So if I were to translate that to my terms, I'd probably say five phases, I guess. Now I don't even know if you can actually swing your sword now. I never even tried to, but I wonder if you can actually hit her. Here I just stopped the recording and just continued it because it was a big file, so just wanted to shrink it up a little bit. Plus it makes it easier to export it from the program as well. Yeah, but since this fight's actually going to drag pretty well, I'll use it as a chance to talk about a few things. But before we get to that, let's get to this part first. Alright, so the tactic here, and all credit goes to my friend Ryujin, which I'm pretty sure all you have heard of. Just sit back and spam your bow. And if you're wondering how I'm shooting it pretty quickly, what you gotta do is strafe, hit L2, and then strafe, and then either way, either direction, and then just mash it R2. And just keep doing this. This is another thing for those who are trying to do karma. It'll take a while, but you can spam points here because I doubt he'll ever recover, I guess that's the word. But as soon as this guide's up, which is after this video, I'm gonna be trying to get let's see, the enemies guide. I'm gonna start working on that one, trying to get that one done. Because they've got a lot of questions about people asking how do you kill this enemy with this weapon, and I do plan to show every enemy except the bugs. You know, the simple enemies that really make no sense. I won't be showing those, but majority of the enemies, they will definitely be on there. So all the ones you literally have to fight, not like the bugs. Okay, that's another time where he blows up. Now I'm gonna get hit here. Technically, he shouldn't be able to attack because pretty much stunned him. That's phase 1. Phase 2 is actually obviously repeat that again. Yeah, I mean, that's really it for this. I mean, if you're gonna fight him face to face, that's actually tougher. So I probably honestly just do this. He made you a very destructive weapon. Why not just use it against him? I mean, it's powerful. I mean, it doesn't take much skill to actually kill him with this. At least the first few phases, and I'll get into the next phases when you lose your bow afterwards. And for people having trouble with this boss, at least the first few phases, fear not. This strategy works like a charm. And if you do it carefully, you can have full health for the last 2 phases, where you have to kill the enemies and then use the ultimate technique when you lose your bow. So here I kind of got bored. I was like, let me just get 200 hits, and I was like, okay. And then wait, he'll probably do the explosion. Oh yeah. That's number 2. Just mash at him, doesn't matter what you hit him with. After a certain amount of hits, he'll stop. Oh, here we do it again. That's phase 2's over. Phase 3 now. And I would advise keep your sword out because that's the best weapon for the next fight. The next fight is obviously once you lose your bow, you're gonna be fighting the sliders, the improved version of them. And best thing to do, I usually use 2 different tactics for them, and it's either do the same tactic for the one they use for the beret, where you do wind path and then do flying swallow. That one works. Or you can do a shuriken, and then when you do a shuriken, it stuns them. They put their head down, kind of like the ghosts when you find them and then you stun them. And then just do a flying swallow because that's a guaranteed hit, assuming you're in distance with that and they don't dodge it. He should be doing his explosion in a little bit. Should be doing it right now. And this is why I said use your sword, because it'll make it easier, plus your recovery is a lot easier with this. Now I'd say try to back off a little bit here. 3, yeah, there you go. Okay. So this is the part where it actually gets tough if you don't have health. And luckily for me, I had a decent amount of health. I do get hit a few times here, but if you have decent health, like how I have, you shouldn't have too much of a problem. Okay, so pretty much once they spawn, they have a little bit of time where you can't do anything to them, whether it be a wind path or even encounter them, like even touch them or hit them. Now be careful, because he does go attack happy. Here I messed up. He does go attack happy at times. But you also need to know that, here you go, I'm going to be using the combo of the 2. And I like to finish them off because it gives me points. But you don't have to finish them off. You can just do this, the flank swallow. That right there, obviously button's not working, so be careful not to get hit by either the beams or the shots. Now once you kill 10 of these, you'll get an ultimate technique, and then once you get the ultimate technique, just use it. Don't even think twice. What the ultimate technique will do is it'll kill whoever's remaining, and after that go for the boss. Again, if you remember what I said back in day 1, if you are finishing someone off, obliteration, also known as OT, and here this part, you can just run away, play keep away, and you'll be fine, and he'll go back in the air after a few seconds. But yeah, if you finish someone off and you hold triangle or Y, it'll charge ultimate technique when you have it. Now here's round 2. Once this is over, the boss is beat. Now, one thing I really don't like is when you do an obliteration, they turn the camera in such a stupid way that... Now look how much the recovery frames on the flying swallow is so ridiculous. There's so much. And you saw how far that guy was before he hit me. Now, if they're close, just do the wind path. Don't even bother with the shuriken, if you can see them. Now, when that jump obviously button's not working, stupid idiot. But yeah, once you kill 10, you'll get your ultimate technique like here. And also, once you do the flying swallow like that, you have a few seconds or split second of recovery frames, or invincibility frames, my bad. And you won't get hit in those frames. And same with obliteration. But yeah, I mean that's boss number 1. And of course I skipped the cutscene because there's no need for that. And we'll get to the ending part. Now here's the second co-op phase. The first one was with Momiji in day 5, and now you're with Theodore himself. Okay, for this part, I recommend, if you're gonna do the scythe it works, or if you can do the dragon sword, it works too. But recommendation, and either one works. But me, obviously going for points, I needed the scythe because the range is what I need. And there's actually something gonna happen here that's such complete crap. I mean, I lose like 90% of my health, or no, I wouldn't say 90, probably like 60 or 70, because the controller doesn't do what it wants to do. Because the idiots, I'm gonna get grabbed by them, and you can tell how it just runs so with such a nice frame rate. And I mean, if you do the scythe, you'll get this over with so quickly, and that's why I recommend it. Now here, I'm gonna try to hit it so it can stop. But it's so slow, the guy grabs me. Look at all that health he took from me. Look at all that. I mean, it's way too much at my face. Now here I got my ultimate technique, so I stopped the chain. I could have kept going, but I was like, let me just use ultimate technique. It'll give me a few more points. That should do it for this wave, the first one. Now, this first wave is actually skippable. The one I just beat right now. If you go up this ramp and jump onto the highway area right here, if you get to here, you'll despawn the wave. Even though if they're chasing you, you'll despawn. Okay, there you go. I mean, it's the same combo. It works very good. It destroys them pretty quickly. So, and it also changes them. Somehow I didn't get hit there. Again, I mean, it's the same combo. I mean, it works very good. You might as well use it. Assuming you're going for points, or assuming you want to try to get this done quickly. And yes, you can actually finish them off like that. Now, I honestly didn't know what happened there. I figured I dodged right, but I guess the game figured. Look at this. I 4 swings. 4 swings, and I wasted the ultimate technique when he could have went to the other guy. I wasted my ultimate technique on 2 people because the 3 swings didn't work. Now again, I am low on health right here. And normally one would use their Nimpo if they get it here. Now I got my Nimpo, but it's pointless because he just killed the last guy. And this wave's over. Now the next fight's skippable as well. All you gotta do is just climb the wall, and you can skip it if you want to. But obviously, like I said, I'm not skipping anything for this guide. I'm gonna do everything and anything. Okay, so now here, once you kill this guy, you're obviously gonna take 1-1, and the region Theodore takes his sweet time to kill one of these guys. It's so lame. Then I'm like, get out of my face. It's funny how I just kicked him and he went flying when he was powering up. Now here I'm obviously gonna toy with him. You guys already know this. I've been through this how many times now. If it's 1 versus 1, I'm getting that steal on bond whether you like it or not. And also remember, you can dash midway with your combos, depending on which hit it is. As far as be careful with that attack with the claws. Steal on bond. Nothing new. Now, no points there. I mean, I finished him off. Logically, wouldn't I get points for that? Yes, but the game doesn't think so. So I came to... Usually when I interrupt Theodore, I somehow get beat up for that, but for some odd reason I didn't get there, but... And I did die here. That's why you probably saw that cross dissolve, but... What happened here was I had no health, and this idiot came out of nowhere and did that stupid fly kick. Before I could even see the whole spawn. So I was like, here, let me give you back what you wanted to do. I mean, the combo looks long, it's not too long, but I got lucky there because if I didn't get into the steal on bone, that guy would have killed me easily. And beware, when you're close to the wall, they tend to like to grab. I don't know how he hit me. I mean, why don't you just stay standing like you do right there? Get away, Theodore, this guy's mine. Back off. He probably killed like 2 enemies, which is kind of funny, because I technically killed the entire wave. Here's Alchemist. If you want to make this short, and there, the buttons obviously didn't work right. Now here, I'm going to try to do this Zuna drop like 4 times, and then one idiot interrupts me in the air like this, because he'll switch automatically. I was very tempted to use my Nempo here, because, look at this, I mean 4 times. This is the 3rd one, this is the 4th one. He's like, oh, I don't know who to go for. And then that time it didn't work. Again, I mean, be patient. See, if I tried to attack that, I would probably been grabbed. I mean, with patience, you'll be able to knock these guys out pretty quickly. I don't know how many times I've stressed it, but patience is very important. See, I mean, again, you gotta know when it's right to attack. Okay, that move is actually pretty powerful too. So he was low on health, I believe, and he tried to do a self-destruct. I'm just gonna use an ultimate technique because I'm like, oh, okay, I mean, there's only one guy left, so there's no point of actually fighting him legit when you can just use that. Now this next fight, again, I used the scythe. It's more, almost all these fights are the same. This is probably the fight that I just finished. This is probably the only one that's different. But most of the fights have the evolved version of the sliders. And you know how to deal with them. The same combo I used. If you want to use the scythe. If you're not gonna use the scythe and you want to use, look at that. Look how much of a mess that happened. It's like they all love Theodore for some odd reason, which is kind of funny. No, I didn't want to get the brute, but I guess whatever, I'll take it. Now here, I thought my arm was ready for an ultimate technique, but I guess not. And that's why I switched to my dragon sword. So here, I'm gonna go switch back. And finish it off. This guy goes up the wall. No, I want Theodore. I mean, I don't have time to wait for you to get up. Okay, so I believe I use this guy as a source, and I get another brute. Like, you gotta love how amazing the camera works in this game. Now be aware that when you block all their attacks like that, there's times where they go into a slide of that. It was funny that guy was stupid because he probably would have hit me. I don't really have much health. Now here, when I get an impo, when my key gauge gets filled, I'm gonna use an impo because I know I'm gonna need as much health as I can possibly get for the next wave, and then Theodore and Kana all together. So I was like, normally I wouldn't use an impo, but I figured that would be the safest thing. And this guy keeps going for me. I was like, you want some? Come get some. Okay, so I got an impo. I'm gonna use it. And funny because that was the last spawn, so it ended the wave, and it teleported me over there, so over towards the wall. So now I'm pretty good. Now this is the last wave before you fight Theodore himself, and he's nothing hard. We've already been through that 3 times. This will be the 4th. Just this time, the only difference is he doesn't have his mask on. And here, what you wanna do is don't do what I did. Don't start attacking, because once you start attacking, the brutes are gonna come, and then those idiots, they always like to grab. Always, like it's like they're programmed only to grab, and they only do a different attack is if they're low on health. Now there I hit triangle to obliterate, but of course it did not work. And here what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to lure one guy out. And one other thing, if you might not know this or not, but you can actually rotate the camera during the steel on bone chain, so you can see what's going on. I don't use it too much, but it's funny because I just interrupted his his dodge roll, or whatever, that roll attack, because the steel on bone overrides that roll. Steel on bone is more priority than the roll itself. So it's just only a couple more brutes, and we should be good to go. Best thing to do is try to separate them from each other, and then you deal with one. Now you can tell they're on low health when their whole body gets all darker. Now you know the wave's over when Theodore rushes to the end, which is kind of funny. Now see what I did there? It's good they blocked, because now this guy's low on health. But when I did the on landing, what that did was it separated them and allowed me to go to mine and then have Theodore supposedly go on his, which I'm about to steal right now. And look how he rushes to the exit, which is kind of funny. Now I did have an impo, so it just gave me back the health I needed, and I didn't need to use it. And now I have a good amount of health, probably almost full health for the remaining fights, which is coming up. We're almost done with this guide, and let's get to this last area. Again, if you found any of these videos, if this guide, this walkthrough helpful, please give me a thumbs up, a like, a favorite, subscribe. Also, if you know people who need help with the Master Ninja, please refer them to this guide, because this guide is actually one of the better ones out there. It's up to date, and yeah, I mean, it should help them get through with everything. Plus, it has the tutorials and stuff, so yeah. It would help me out a lot, and I really appreciate it. Okay, one last time, if for some odd reason you forgot how to fight him, I'll repeat it. You play Koei pretty much, and once he's following you, once he's like mid-range or so, you do running, triangle, triangle, scorch, and then shurikens in the air. Now this juggle right here, it's just me personally. I just like to do just toy around with them. But yeah, and if you're on Xbox, it's running YY. When you get in the air, hit X, and then throw shurikens with B. I mean, shurikens do damage, but it's not something to be scared of. I mean, you could technically kill him with the sword or the scythe, but yeah. I mean, why bother unless you're just playing around for fun? If you're trying to get through this, I wouldn't advise using any other weapon but the claws. Me personally, I could have done it with any other weapon, but figuring I was trying to show the best technique for this guide, so I was like, why not use the claws? Plus, it's easier. I mean, it takes a little longer, but again, on a single player, the bosses have less health. They die a lot quicker. And I mean, it works. I mean, it's nothing too bad. He should be dead pretty soon, actually. Now, something you'll notice here is he doesn't throw the fireballs. He does the grabs and stuff, but nothing else. Hey, he should be dead this next one. Yep. Okay, so that's boss number 2, and now we're at the ending, and that's pretty much it. We're getting close to this guide completion, and you probably remember this when you started the game, all flashback, as if it happened yesterday. But yeah, I mean, as far as Kana goes, she is probably one of the most saddest bosses I've ever faced. Last bosses, I mean, she's not even hard. Now, the main tactic I use, and I actually use the scythe. I mean, it's overpowered. Why not use it? And if you disagree and don't want to use the scythe, that's your call and your problem. I won't stop you. I use the scythe because it's easy. It gets the job done quickly. Okay, so alright, wait for this. Get on top. And now here you're gonna have to get your Nimpo full. You gotta get your now here switch to your sword, because unless you plan to do something different, but this is where she's gonna spawn all those evolved version of the sliders, or some refer to them as claw fiends. Now the camera here is locked, so and if you try to hit R1 to center the camera, it'll center it back at her for some stupid reason. Now she'll never smack the ground as long as you're in an obliteration or an animation, as far as, like, you know, flying swallow. Now here I'm gonna get a little greedy here, because technically this fight here is actually an infinite spawn. And if another hint, if you're going for karma, you can spam this right here. And you can just tell. Look how bad this is. I mean, the slowdown. Now, technically, you would use your you could technically use your Nimpo and then end it. I got pretty lucky there. If she hits you with that hand, you're instantly dead. You see how she stopped? Because I was in that sight. so now I got an ultimate technique. I've never actually done this far. So here I figured, I was like, whatever, I could have kept going. If I kept going, I would have got a lot higher rank, but I was like, whatever, let me just end it, and just finish this guide up. So once you use your Nimpo, you're gonna be fighting her now. Now block, deflect, and you're gonna hate that sword. If you get hit by it, you're gonna understand why. Okay, so once you do this right here, you're back to where you started again. Just make sure you have your scythe equipped before you use your Nimpo. Reason being is that that's what I'm gonna be using, and if you die, you'll start with the same weapon. So at least that's a checkpoint. The whole boss strategy is to stay in front of her, and once she smacks the ground, you just do one triangle. That's it, or one Y. I did die here, of course, because she spammed that sword that destroys you. Now be aware of those purple orbs; they do take chip damage. You don't have to dodge. Okay, be aware, when she does break, she breaks two sides of the building. The left side first, the second side will be the right side. The right. Again, stay in front of her. Just out of range, okay. So she should be breaking the ground now. So go to the right side. Okay. So that's about half the way through the boss. Well, it's pretty much rinse repeat. Just be aware of the purple orbs under. Oh, I should have hit her, but the purple orbs. Be careful of the sword. That sword is very deadly. You can block it, but it takes chip damage. I mean, that's really it. I mean, just stick to the strategy, stay in front of her. You should have her dead really quickly. You gotta do that sequence twice before you, before she breaks the ground. Now here, you gotta love this camera work. It's awesome. And that's how I died the first time. Now switch to the left side. I got pretty lucky here. It looked like I was gonna die, but I mean, that's it, guys. I mean, the boss is over. The guide is done. I'd like to thank you all, the viewers, for watching. I really enjoyed making this guide. I hope you guys have benefited from this. There's more coming. Please stay tuned. Enemies guide is coming up next. A few trials maybe here and there. If you did like this video, this whole series, please refer others to it, like I said. And I'll be showing my ranking right now. And please subscribe and then stay tuned. There's more coming. And if you have a specific thing you want to see, just let me know and I'll see what I can do. Okay, so overall, remember I said earlier in the beginning, I had to redo this day twice. My first ranking, when I did the first day, for day 8, sorry, I got rank 11 on the leaderboards, which isn't a bad rank. I could have done better, just was rushing the guide, but yeah. And then my second ranking was rank 9, so didn't get first. But I got a pretty decent rank, and I'm pretty happy about that. So yeah, I mean, that's really it. Take care, guys. I mean, if you have any questions, again, just let me know, and I'll be happy to fill you in. And there's my ranking. That's 11th, and then I'll show you, because it takes a little bit to update. So you got to go back and then reload it. And there should be my ranking there. So yeah, I mean, this is Cage. This has been an awesome journey helping you guys out. Thumbs up, subscribe, rate, and comment, and we'll see you in the enemies guide. Take care, guys, and thank you for watching.